So, why the hell did I go watch a movie called Barbie? Well, first off, it's the movie that my girlfriend wanted to because people in my inner circle, I like to give them at least one movie that they can take me. At least one. I'm like, okay, let's go. Last year was my little bro with Bullet Train. This year was Barbie with the girl. So, let's talk about the movie Barbie. First, I remember that last year I watched 2001 A Space Odyssey. And obviously, and when I watched that movie, and by the way, best sci-fi movie of all time, in my opinion. When I've watched that movie, the next day, the first teaser trailer of Barbie came out. And as people can remember, the first teaser trailer of Barbie, it's basically, yeah, 2001 A Space Odyssey when it begins. And so I was like, cool, cool. Maybe the movie won't be like that. Oh, I was so wrong. The way that the movie Joker is a copy of Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy, that's what happens with Barbie. Greta Gerwig, the director of Barbie, just took 2001 A Space Odyssey and used that whole fact, the whole structure of the movie and used it on Barbie. And I gotta say, that was very smart of her. That was very smart of her. I'm proud she did that because that really blew my mind when I noticed the coincidence of this movie with 2001. And you could tell the moment she was told, bro, you're gonna do Barbie, she knew that she would mess up big time if she actually did this wrong. So she went for one of the most controversial movies of the 21st century, 2001. And she did what Todd Phillips did with Joker, with Taxi Driver. He just took that essence and put it on Barbie. Like basically everything, everything. I'm not even spoiling you. If I said if you want to watch Barbie, watch 2001 Space Odyssey. If you like that, take the concept of 2001 Space Odyssey about space and humanity, and Barbie just did what? Just took that and put it on femininity and humanity, female humanity and male as well. That's basically it. That's basically it. Barbie is like a modern version of 2001 A Space Odyssey, which just proves to me one of the most unfortunate things that are happening in this society.
Everything's a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy.
It's sad, but it's true. That's what happened when I saw Dead Reckoning. I saw the scenes. I'm like, I've seen this scene in John Wick. I've seen this scene in Fast X. So I was like, it still didn't take me out of the movie. I'm just saying it. I noticed that, and well, that's our society right now. We're only copy pasting things that already existed. But okay, let me go with the pros and cons. That was the first pro of the movie. It imitated 2001 perfectly. Not really. That's when we get the cons. And obviously the soundtrack. The soundtrack. When I saw the listing of the soundtrack, it looked like a listing that my girlfriend made, and she said you can only pick one artist. And I was like, okay, Tame Impala. And Tame Impala killed it. Or so I thought. Then I heard Dua Lipa song, also lit. Then I obviously heard I'm Just Ken, which undoubtedly for me is the best song of the whole playlist, the best song of the movie, and undoubtedly the best scene of the movie because Ryan Gosling killed it. That's the third pro of this movie. Ryan Gosling killed it. Ryan Gosling just proved that he totally deserves to be Oscar nominated. If he wins, maybe, but at least he might win Best Original Sound. He might win that because Ken killed it. Ryan Gosling killed it. I'm Just Ken scene killed it. That's the only scene that made me go, I could rewatch this movie just for this scene on the cinema. I could pay just to watch the scene again because that scene was amazing. The I'm Just Ken scene when him and Simu Liu are about to, scramble, something like that was amazing. That part of Feel the Energy part of the song, if no one's gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Make a 1 hour compilation for people to use that part just to work out because that part just elevates you and it's so yeah. The way I'm talking about the movie Barbie is like it looks like I loved it so much, but not really. I liked it enough. But so far, those were my pros. It imitated 2001, the soundtrack, and Ryan Gosling. Yeah, Margot Robbie was great. The Marcus Ferrero quote was great because you could tell Noah Baumbach, the husband of the director of Greta Gerwig, helped on that part that America Ferrera said. You could feel like that. These were my pros. Let's go for the cons. The cons. This is the part that undoubtedly will make people hate me, because the parts that make me really not like this movie, it was the message. The message the movie was trying to convey. As beautiful as the message was, it did in a way that some might understand it, but the other part will not understand it, and will create a certain type of conflict, because it works a lot better for women than men. And that's how it feels, because you could tell the way they used Ken by saying he's just Ken. This movie was to prove to all of us that he ain't just Ken. That's true. But the way they solved the, you know, he's not just Ken, he's more than he is. It's just very, you know, you just solved it, done. Just talked it out, done. But all of the message that was going through about women, that was beautifully made. But for us guys, it was like written on second fiddle. Like, it was written but didn't have so much in depth into it, which made a lot of dudes angry, because you could tell like this movie, people have the right to hate it, because obviously we are all entitled to our opinions, and people have the right to love it, because obviously it might touch some people and it might anger some people. And the part that pissed me off a little bit, I'm not saying I'm a huge stan like that, but I'm saying like this movie made on purpose for you to not judge it, making you feel like if you judge it, you might be those internet, make you feel like you're those virgins who don't get laid. The stigma. This movie does that on purpose. And when I noticed that, I was like, yeah, this movie. Because, spoilers, they even mentioned Zack Snyder's Justice League in the most horrible way possible. When I noticed that shit, I was like, why are you doing this movie? This movie didn't do nothing for you. And it's from the same production, and you're just offending it like that. I mean, come on. That's like Deadpool, but in the most horrible take ever. Yeah, that was really annoying for me. The message. And obviously, the fact that I would say spoiler soon, but yeah, this is what happened with the movie. The movie is very confusing on itself, because it did a great job on addressing women's part, but it did a really shitty job on addressing the guy's part. And obviously, it's basically one of the best quotes of the movie when Marcus Ferrer's kid even says, "Women hate men, men hate women. At least we can all agree on that." That moment, I was like, yeah, this is how the movie is. Because watching this movie is basically like a woman. Or basically reviewing this movie is like basically reviewing a woman. You either get it or either don't get it. Which is why you can see that a lot of male reviewers have a tough time reviewing this movie, because it's not for them. And it's also for them, but in not a sense for them to feel like this movie should have been better, should have been worse. I don't know if you understand what I mean. We're not. I'm not, but I'm trying, because it touched me in a way, but at the same time it pissed me off in a way. Meaning I'm divisive on this movie. So overall, I give this movie a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I give this movie a 7 out of 10, because the movie is amazing. It has some great scenes, it has some great themes. It talks about humanity and life, because obviously 2001 A Space Odyssey. But instead of space, it was femininity, which is very smart of Greta Gerwig. Will it be Oscar nominated? For sure. This movie is like the, the 2020s Black Panther. This movie is like Black Panther in a sense. This movie is like Black Panther in a sense. You either like it or you don't like it, and if you don't like it, all you will be seen as a misogynist, a women hater, and if you don't like Black Panther, we've seen as a racist. And I don't like Black Panther that much. For me, it's mid. Wakanda Forever is also mid. The best scenes of it were the first and the last one. Why when I talk about Wakanda Forever? You can see my review here. But anyway, do not take your children. And I mean your children from 7 to 11. Yeah, don't. There are some quotes and jokes and you're like, okay, or take them if you're open with them. You can take small kid children. They won't get shit. They will just see beautiful colors. But yeah, this movie really proves it to you that yeah, this is PG-13. This is PG-13 because even the last moment of Margot Robbie, that moment, everyone was like, what? Nobody was like, hey, clapping, because even the Flash movie, people clapped, and I just looked at everyone like, Okay, you clapped. Fine. But what do you guys think? Does the movie Barbie deserve the hype that it has or not? Me personally, yeah, it does. But at the same time, I understand people who hate it. So yeah, I'm on the divisive side. I understand people who hate this movie because the movie gives you reason to hate it. And I understand people who love this movie because the movie was well enough. It was good, but it wasn't a 10 out of 10. That was my girlfriend's quote. I won't even talk about it too much. Anyway, make sure to like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Now I gotta do my Mission Impossible ranking. Bye.